And welcome back to Rock and Rattle Retreat. Yep, the outside still looks the same. Been back a month and a half and still no sighting. I don't know what's going on. These people just don't want to come out. Hopefully it goes up soon. Meantime, we're on the inside. Cutting out stair stringers. And this would be for the small garage, which is up higher than the big garage. Okay, this can be found on the internet and other places. So we're not going dim depth on this one at all. Because I found a bunch of YouTube that do the same thing. But here's the proof that I cut my own stringers. And the problem with battery powered tools. And you know what the problem is with battery powered tools? Well, these are kind of old to start with, but the problem is the battery eventually runs out. And then you gotta charge them. And charging takes a while. It's not like something you can plug in and run as much as you want.
Uh-oh.
Or that is a plug-in jigsaw, and you can keep running it. As long as you got power. Okay. Here is something you haven't seen before. Now they call these nail base. It's from the SIPS people. And you've seen these before. This is OSB and then 3 inches of foam attached to the OSB. That's what they put on our ceiling in the garage. On both sides. So there's a pile of them over there. They got done with the garage ceilings, and there was a bunch of them left over. So let me hear, I'm chalk lining. I may need a new chalk box. That line is not too good, and it leaks a lot of chalk. Anybody got a good recommendation for a chalk box? So I'm putting a line in here because I'm going to cut through the foam. 2x4 width, as you can tell. The problem being, here's my battery operated saw. Get it down to the bottom of the base. Lock it down. And oh, it doesn't cut all the way through. Now I just want to cut down to the OSB. And here's my plug-in skill saw. It doesn't go either. So I'm just going to use the battery saw because it's a little easier to use rather than turn on the generator and run the generator while I'm doing this stuff. So I'm going to make some snow. That's a lot of snow. And I made a lot more snow. Alright. Since it didn't cut all the way through, I'm going to use a handsaw and try to cut the rest of the way through. Now, that's what they use these nail bases for. They put them up there. Yeah, I might have to show you that again. But they had a bunch of them left over. And I wanted to use them for something. Because the contractors have put up the actual SIP stuff. said I could call up the owner of the SIPS company and ask if that he would buy them back since they over-ordered and I paid for everything. Yeah, the ceiling. So instead of calling and trying to get some of them resold back, I'm going to use them for a purpose. This side of the garage, which is on the north side, has a lot more concrete foundation exposed. As you can see behind me, it raises up, 40 inches or so. And I'm still trying to cut through the rest of the foam over there. So I am going to use this stuff to insulate the concrete foundation walls in the garage. And now I'm trying to bust off what there is of foam there and not break anything like my saw. Boom. Yeah. Snap it off. Yeah, probably not good for the saw. So trying to get all that foam off of there. Now I am putting, watch it guys, lifting you up. Ooh, yeah. I'm trying to get a width of a 2x4 set in there so that I can, and then we got this trowel which has got like grit on the bottom, so I'm sort of like sanding the foam off, which kind of works, but it just makes more snow. Got to be a better way of doing this. And of course, when you try things that don't work, you try something else. So if you use the nose or the back end of it, you can get down on the OSB and kind of pry off the foam. And then what's left, you can kind of sand off with the bottom of that trowel, because it's like 10 grit on the bottom. And we can get a piece of 2x4 on it all the way across. Now think of this. You want to put some electrical cord or electrical boxes in your garage, and look at that amount of foundation wall. So we're going to take that, cover the foundation wall, which is concrete, and insulate it from the garage. With 3 inches of foam and OSB on the outside. Looks pretty good. Just have to attach it. And of course you have little panels, so there's 4x8 panels, and then there's cutoffs that they cut off of the other panels that they put up. Hence I got a lot of panels that were left over. And that one is not quite 8 foot. They cut off a little piece of it to do something somewhere, where they could have used another piece that was already cut, like that one that was right there that I'm using. And you put this 2x4 on the top of it, and guess what? Have OSB on the outside, a 2x4 on top. Oop, watch it. And then I can come out of the crawl space on the far right of that with an electrical wire, and put an electrical wire right underneath that 2x4 that I put in there, and then cut out boxes in this OSB, run electrical through it, and there I got my plugs. Now in order to attach it to the wall, I'm using timber screws that are screwing into that sill plate. And I'm doing them ever so often, depending on, it's a 4x8 or a little chunk of nail base. Nail base, they didn't actually use nails. They used these timber screws. And as long as I'm going into the sill plate or into the wood above the sill plate, the OSB up there, it's going to actually stick and connect it. Now somebody's going to say, yeah, that's good, but what about the bottom? How do you keep that bottom from not kicking out? And when you say that, watch this. Drill that in there, get it nice and tight, and it kicks out. Yeah, I already thought of this. And it kicks out. Because that's concrete down there. You just can't throw one of those timber screws in there. And put the 2x4 up on top. Has a little plate, so you don't see that foam or have the foam deteriorate up there. And of course, I screwed the timber screws in a little too tight. So in order to get it actually put in, you gotta back the timber screws out a little bit. Well, that takes care of the piece kicking out. Unscrew those puppies a little bit. Loosen it up. Then we can get that 2x4 on the top. Put electrical cord underneath that 2x4 and run it into boxes, so it'll be all protected in the garage. And tighten them back up a little bit. And that 2x4 is never coming out of there. Well, I gotta put the wire in first. It's still kicking out there on the left. We'll fix that. Where there's a will, there's a way. You take a masonry bit and you drill a hole. Figure out where I'm going to put the hole. Yeah, I got to put the hammer on. It's hammer time. And you would think that there'd be a quick hammer drill into that stuff. Now granted, that DeWalt drill is like 12 years old. So it's an old version of the drill they got now today. So it takes a while to actually get this thing drilled, and there's a lot of them to drill. And then we take a concrete screw and then you gotta find the hole that we drilled. It's in there somewhere. Come on. Where is it at? Thing back in there so it's nice and snug. Because we're going to go all the way around the exterior of the garage. So there's the 2x4 on top. That's where the wire is going to come out, right there in that rim board. It's going to go around. There's the 2x4. And that's the foam and OSB. And we're going to keep going. Okay, got the other corner done. Left corner of the garage. Got the center piece done in the garage. Yep, all the concrete in the garage that is on an exterior wall is now insulated. With the 2x4 on top, so you don't mess up the foam underneath. And there's that wall, the side wall to the back wall, and all the back wall. And that's where the stairs are coming down. Right there in that corner. Okay. So, guess what? We need another wall put up. At least frame another wall. So we're putting all that wood there in the bedroom. We got a wall go up. We got to cut all the 2x4s to length. Use the chop saw to cut all the 2x4s to length. Boy, I wish it really went this quick. All the 2x4s that go into that wall. Luckily, it is not a weight-bearing wall. We've already got those done. Few checks. And there they're cut. There they put back. And then the top and bottom plate. Okay, start spreading things out. Mark the top and bottom plate. Because we got to put a door in. On the left, there's a door coming into a back hallway, not into the bedroom. And here we go, putting it together. A lot of nails. I'm not teaching you how to frame anything. This is just what we did. Don't need a header in that door because non-weight bearing. There we go. One wall up, a lot of pounding, get it level. And a lot of nails. God, you gotta go through a lot of nails in this thing to build a house. Okay, look at, we got a Magnum X7 sprayer. It's been used a little bit for the house build. So, garage, taped off all the stuff. Well, not all of it, but a good chunk of it. And spray. Almost 15 gallons of paint for this garage. Those are 12-foot doors, 10 foot high. And it's a lot of spray. On the scaffolding with wheels, I'm up there spraying away. The wife is down there moving me around. We move some stuff in the garage so we can spray the other half of the garage. Now, if anybody wants to say that we missed a spot, Let me know which spot it is, and I will get you a paintbrush and you can fix that spot. Because this was like 2 days of painting. Everything in that garage almost got painted. Everything, everywhere got a little bit of paint on it. Then we started moving stuff in, but you see, everything's painted all the way around. Sorry, 1 coat of paint. It's a garage. It doesn't need to be perfect. There's spots where it doesn't look like it's got paint, but it does. And that's what we got for you this time. Stay tuned. We got more builds for you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. And share it. And we'll catch you next time.